worked at the concentration camps in World War II.
Ooh.
Oh.
Right?
Heavy.
And he was called Ivan the Terrible. But what happens is that he, in 1986 in Cleveland, is where he was living undercover back in the United States. And he is caught and extradited to Israel. And it's a whole court case. And it's just like drama after drama. And it's like a movie. It's real life. But what happened is I'm watching this thing, and it happens in Cleveland. Producer Bill's from Cleveland, right? And I just heard so much about Cleveland from producer Bill, and I can't believe we worked with Bill for 10 years, and not once does he bring up Ivan the Terrible, right?
He mostly brings up the sports stuff from Cleveland.
I know.
That's terrible, too.
But I'm like, and the guy's name was John Domunic, right? That's his name, John Domunic. And I'm like, watch this thing for 5 hours. I'm not leaving my house, right? But I have to eventually leave to take my sons to train. We have to work out. So my two older boys, Kep and Jake. So we leave the house to go work out. I've got this stupid guy on my mind because it's horrifying what they're showing. And I go work out. And I'm leaving, and I've got this on my mind. I'm pulling out of the driveway, and I see this guy walking on the sidewalk, and he's got a Love Pup shirt on at the gym. I'm like, look, this guy's got a Love Pup shirt on. And I look, and it's producer Bill and his son. I'm like, Bill! I roll down the window, I go, Bill, come here. And he comes over, and I'm like, how the hell are you not telling me about Ivan the Terrible? he goes, what? Like, this is on my mind, right? He's like, what are you talking about? I go, Ivan the Terrible. I go, the Nazi concentration camp guy from Cleveland. And he goes, John Domunic?
He
He knew, right? He knew.
Yeah, but why would he think you do?
Oh my God, why is this working? Oh, here we go.
Hear me? Yeah. John Domaniak, I remember studying him in school. I was in grade school when all of that went down. So it's a guy who basically lived in just any suburb of Cleveland. And he's married, he's got grandkids, he worked at a auto plant.
He works at Ford,
the Ford plant. He's just a regular grandpa. And I don't remember how he was identified, but someone said, that's Ivan the Terrible.
He was identified by the KGB, released these papers that said this guy lives in the United States and he is a Nazi war criminal. So all of a sudden they have this passport from the concentration camp, and it's this guy, and they do all these face to see if his face looks like it did back in the 40s, and they do all this stuff, and he says he's innocent. I mean, it's just crazy. Did you start watching it, Kyle?
Yeah.
And are you into it?
I am. I wasn't really at first, but as it starts to build, I think I'm on like the third or fourth episode. As it starts to build, it starts to get like I'm really confused. Like, is this really the guy?
Right.
Because it might not be the guy. But the things that he's accused of are like the most, not like you just hear that he worked at a concentration camp, and that's terrible enough. But this was one of the most violent, for no reason, most horrific guys that worked there. Like, tortured the people before he sent them to their death.
Oh,
for what?
gosh.
Just for his amusement. So you're like, this guy's despicable. But then they keep presenting back and forth this evidence that this John Dominic guy may not actually be Ivan the Terrible. So, like, in my mind, as I'm watching it, I'm going like, oh yeah, send this guy away. And then I'm like, well, what if it's not the guy? Like, how sucky would that be?
Did you get to the part where? Did you get the part with the McDonald's?
No.
So they have all these like these FBI, CIA, all these people working with Israel, and they're trying to say that this isn't the guy, this is the guy. Some dude's working at McDonald's, and he goes to throw trash away, and it turns out that he shares the trash with the CIA. What? So he starts going through the trash of the CIA, and it has all these papers.
What, the same dumpster?
Same dumpster. He starts saving all the trash from the CIA, and it's not the CIA; it's called the OSI, and they start saving, and so John Dominic's family starts going through the trash and taping all these papers together, and they have thousands of documents they've taped back together that says he's not the guy. There's another guy.
So crazy.
And they present all that in court in Israel. I mean, it's crazy. Now, I'm already at the part where it's been solved, right?
Okay.
And it is a twist and a half. And it's like, what?
Well, it's so crazy because, like, they show you the trial, and you have these, like, concentration camp survivors that,
it's brutal.
I mean, the emotion that they are, I mean, it's unbelievable what they're telling happened to them and what they saw in that crazy time. And it's like every single one of them are like, I remember that guy. That was the guy, and this is what he did, and that's him 100%. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, what do you believe?
And then they find the same guy that says that, they found out wrote an article 2 years after he escaped from the concentration camp saying he killed the guy.
Whoa.
So, I mean, it's crazy.
You know
And now
what?
there's even a bigger twist at the end. And it's like, I mean, anyway, it's called
That's craziness.
The Devil Next Door. And I keep thinking Bill is somehow involved because he's from Cleveland.